Okay, welcome back, everybody, to Coffee and Art in the Morning. This is our third recording today. And I do have a shadow from the cord there. I'm not sure. Let's see the cord right here. Where can Okay, I think that's okay. All right, so anyway, we're going to do a color. We did a Happy Mail stream. Then we did just some art show and tell, some inspiration from different projects that people had asked to see. And now we're going to do a color book page, another one from the Inspired Coloring Nature book. And yes, yep, got the invitation to Summit, paid bid to Summit. Yeah, thanks, guys. And thanks, everybody that's commenting on Facebook here and on Ustream for her. Let me see if I can show you real quick her jacket picture here. Hang on. So their team won national champions. I did post it on Facebook. Um, So, hang on, I gotta find myself on Facebook. Here we go. Okay, so this is the picture. Here's Boo. There's their jacket, national championship. That's her right there. And then here's her team. Let me see here. Turn it sideways so it shows up, maybe. Come on. Turn, turn, turn. Turn sideways. Why aren't you turning sideways? Why aren't you? There it goes. So and there's our whole team right there with the trophy. So congratulations, Boo. All right, so let's get the lighting back here again, guys. 1 second. Let's get it back. Come on back. Come on back. There we go. All right, so I think we're going to color something out of this book. All right, so what we did in the last week and 2 weeks, I did this. Now, I did not do this one live on stream. I've already explained how I did it though on previous streams, so there's a whole step by step talking it out on this one. But it's mixed media, collage, uh, acrylic paint, Neocolor 2s, marker, color pencil, a little bit of everything. And this one we did do on stream last week. There's a full doing of this one. And again, it's mixed media, acrylic paint, washes of Neocolor, color pencil, gel pen, a little bit of collage. This is all paint. So thanks, guys. You like the pink page? Thanks. Yeah, thanks, guys. So I do not have a page picked out to do now, but I'll just kind of flip through this book and we'll see what we feel like doing. And if you're all watching this show, I'll upload this to YouTube after we're done with this. If y'all will join me here on Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm going to be interviewed. Did I show this on? Oh, I'm going to be interviewed by Carla for the Heart Journal magazine, Painting, Drawing, and Mixed Media Techniques for Art Journals. This was the special issue number 2. This was fall 2015. This is the one that she sent me. It's a PDF magazine, and she'll talk about it when she's here on Wednesday. Hopefully, that's our plan anyway, as long as she has a good Ustream connection. She came in today. Hang on, let me tell Hubster. Hey, I'm streaming. Can I call you back? Okay, bye. Um, and she's going to interview me for the next issue of their magazine. And so that'll be 10 a.m. Wednesday, provided she can, have the connection to be here. So give that a little shout out. Well, hey, Hickety Pickety. That's a fun name. Thanks for being here. Well, I'll record. It'll be recorded, so if you can't be here. All right, so let me go ahead and keep flipping through here and just kind of see something we might want to color, do something with mixed media. See, this are the kind of things I'd like to cut out. I'd cut these kind of things out. That's kind of cool there. I got to also think of, trying not to do something more than about an hour. Although we're trying to keep Jean awake, we don't want her to fall asleep either. Some more beautiful roses. Uh, Again, this is the one we did last week. I'm tempted to do this and do my own drawing in here. Draw an animal. It would be kind of cute to have an emu in there. We could draw an emu in there. What do y'all think? I'm kind of wanting to do that, but let me just go ahead and look through the rest of the book just so y'all could see it. But I'm kind of liking an emu in the woods. Oh, just flipping through so y'all can get an idea what else is in this book. All the green. This is another one I'm excited I'd want to do. But I'd probably want to do some dolphins coming out. The green is already in the book, and there's splotches, splatters, and little bits of green throughout the whole book. And they do a travel one as well. That's the same thing. So, but I'll just paint over that. But I just wanted y'all to see what's in this book. And these have been on sale at Barnes & Noble. So you can kind of see there's a lot of different ones. I like the fruit too. Big page of flowers, dragonflies, garden scenes, bugs, snails, stylized leaves, feathers. And then there's the one that I've already done in this double page spread in this book. More owls. See, look how awesome this is. Look at that. Oh, you haven't come across this one? Yeah, you can get it at Barnes & Noble. I don't know about online or Amazon. I'll show you the cover and give you the ISBN. So it's really awesome. And again, be the boss of your color book. Cut things out. All right, so this is Inspired Coloring Nature. They also have Inspired Coloring Travel, but I gave mine to Miss Anita Kay when she came through because she was traveling and she didn't have a color book, and she had to have a color book while she traveled. So I gave her the Inspired Coloring Travel one. We saw this book yesterday and almost bought it, even though the coloring stresses me out. Then Jen, you need to be the boss of your color book if it's stressing you out. It's a good weight paper. It's thicker than printer paper, but not as thick as cardstock. It's not a 60 weight cardstock, but it's thicker. I'd say it's about as thick as I'm closing my eyes and dreaming of what it feels like. It's kind of like the thickness of laser printer paper. Okay, thicker than just regular printer paper. And the ISBN is let's start over. The ISBN is 978-14723-92633. And I'm sure you can get it on Amazon too, but this is what it looks like. Can you art on, oh yeah, I can pretty much art on anything. And I don't glue anything together. Even when I do my art cards on like thinner cardstock that's not very thick. Hang on, to grab one here. Let's see. So I traded out keeping one of my new ones for sending out one of my old ones last week. But by the time you do even this thinner cardstock, by the time I paint the back and I've collaged, matte medium, painted and varnished, it's thick by the time you get all those layers on it. And it's kind of the same way. It's kind of like the same way with the paper, even though sometimes they'll wrinkle, like the anamorphia. I always get anamorphia and animalia mixed up. Yeah, the Anamorphia. Even in the Anamorphia, this will wrinkle. Like I've shown y'all some of the pages that I've done. They will wrinkle, and you don't see it so much on this page, but you'll see it on the other side. But by the time I do this side with washes of acrylic and paint, you won't even be able to see the wrinkles. So you won't be able to see them. Okay. So these are some of the pages we've done in the Anamorphia, which I love this book, but this one does take some time. Oh, no flamingos. Eileen's not here, I don't think. But this one does take more time because there's a lot of detail. But it starts out with just a wash like this. Or where's the one we were working on? There's the whale. Where's the one we are working on? This one. So you can see we've done this bit and this one arm here. So that's what it starts out with, just a wash. But then you build it up with color pencil. Yeah, you like the crinkly sound? I promise I am going to do an ASMR video one of these days with art supplies, books. Oh, I'm excited to do one. I really am. I just have to be able to talk a little quieter. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Let me get out. Where do I have one of my drawings of or I could just get out a photo, another photo of an emu. Let me just get out one of my emu drawings. Where do I have one other than the art scroll? Maybe just the art scroll, but I don't remember which art scroll it's in. I don't remember which art scroll it's in. I don't think it's this one, is it? There's the eagle. There it is. Okay, so we'll draw an emu, kind of like this one. Let me kind of prop this up over here. We'll try. I might have to get my let's see, prop up with my weighted sticks. We'll prop them up there and we'll sketch them in and paint them. So we'll paint in the emu here. Then we'll do the color book page and everything as well. Probably need a watch. We probably need a time. You know, we got to have a little bit of time. Let me grab one here. One of these two will probably work. Let me just grab these two. Let's see, size-wise. Maybe that one. This one. This one. That one might be too big. This one's probably the best size. All right, let's go with this one. All right, so we'll just do us a mixed media emu. Oh, I have too much fun. It's just not right to have this much fun, is it? All right. Let's hope everybody's having fun. Trying to keep Miss Jean awake. I'm thinking whether it goes here in between those trees like that. And I'll just cut this off. Let's kind of measure so I know how to fix where I want the emu to be. Okay, about that much, I think. All right, something like that. All right, get some glue. I'm just going to use Eileen's tacky glue. I'm not going to do any, crazy matte medium like I do my collage cards. I just want this glued in. So I just put a nice bit of glue, and I always, especially when you use thin magazine images or anything, make sure you smear it all out, because if you leave all those lumps of glue like that, those swirls, they will show up. It'll be lumpy bumpy. Alrighty. I'm going to put it down here between the trees. Right about there. And then I think what we'll have is we'll have a path coming out of that. I got a little bit of black paint here from a minute ago. Let's just go ahead and see how I want to do this. Maybe I'll just paint it all black and then put some highlights coming out. I think that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I do need something between the pages. Let me get a bit of something. Because I don't want my pages to stick together. If I go all the way off the edge here with this black paint, and it'll stick the pages together. Times grow. Oh, y'all talking about your kids? I know. I can't believe how big Boo and Cam have got. And they're my grandkids. So I'm just kind of blending that in. I need to get me a baby wipe. Something like that for now. Jean, are you awake? Got to keep our Miss Jean awake till she does her stream later at 4. All right, I'm liking that. So let me just move that out of the way. Well, actually, you could probably see it better if I left that in there a little bit. Because the black paper that I'm working from. All right, let me get a baby wipe. Clean my hands a little. Bye, Leslie. You're awake. Okay, Jean, just checking on you. We got to keep you up so you can sleep well tonight. Okay, let me move those watch bits out of the way. Scissors. Okay, so now I think it's pretty much already dry, so I can kind of rest my hand on it to get. Now, you probably won't be able to see my sketch very well, but we'll paint it pretty quickly. All right, so let's see. I think I'll have him just come right up out of that watch. I'm going to kind of leave it kind of away. Well, I guess I could zoom in at least one. Here, let's readjust here until I start coloring. Let me get my focus thing here. Well, it's focusing pretty well. Okay. All right, so there we go. Then I want his little beak. I want him kind of filling up this area. This one's kind of like my Salvador Dali emu with his mustache. I'll try not to make this one quite as, maybe not quite as cartoony. We'll see. We'll see how he turns out. I want him to have that kind of cray hair. Yeah, links are open. Y'all put in your channels or whatever. Okay, I think I'll start out with some, let me just go ahead and kind of base coat them gray. got to move my thing here to get to the paint. Let's do a gray, black, and white. We don't need too much. I think we'll just kind of keep them kind of simple here. Squeeze in a little gray. Is there anything left in this? I think I need to get some new gray. This one's kind of clogged up, I think. Squeeze out some. Oh, it's got a blob in there. That's why. It had a paint booger. And I just use Americana craft paints. I need a little bit more white. And I have to decide what I want behind them. Because if I'm going to flick over the fur, over the top, you know, it's feathery fur feathers, then I'm going to need to have the background already painted in. So I got to decide, do I want it dark? Do I want it light? Do I want it blue? Maybe blue. Blue would probably be good. All right, so let me go ahead and decide. Even a turquoise. Well, I got turquoise right here. That would probably even make it tie in a little bit. Having the two turquoises together. Do I want bluegrass green turquoise? Or do I want it to be a little bit more realistic? I don't know. Let's see. I guess we'll just go with bluegrass green. Might as well. All right, so I'm going to squeeze some of that out. I've got everything all propped up over here in front of me. Okay. All right. Let's see if this brush, that might be too wide. Let's see. Get a little bit narrower one. If I have one in here, this one might work. Okay. That's it. It's kind of a aqua. It's more, a little bit more on the green side. It's a little fluffy. It probably needs to be a little bit flatter brush, but just go for it. Because he's going to have his fur pop over the top of it anyway. But I probably will need a little bit smaller brush to get in between the trees. And then up here, it's going to be all, I think I'll just go ahead and put a darker blue green here. And then I'll do a wash up here. Let me just get where the main openings behind the tree is right there. All right, let me get a little bit smaller brush, just a little bit, because I want to get in between those trees. Just get a little. This one might be too, yep, this one's too flat. I need some new flat brushes. Oh my gosh, they're all so flared out. This one's pretty new. Let's see if I got enough. I'll just have to keep moving it up and down because I want it to be so y'all can at least kind of see it a little bit close, but not so close that I'm constantly having to shift it. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do between the trees where the sky, the blue aqua sky is showing. Now, I think I'll have his fur coming up over the front of those trees, so that'll be good. See, I just talked to myself. And you could do this with color pencil. It doesn't have to be with paint. But I like doing a little bit of everything. And sometimes when I do a wash of acrylic paint, that's like I'm going to do on him before I do the pencil on top. So if anybody has any questions, put them in caps. You want more brushes? Yeah, my angle brushes are my favorite, and I've got tons of brushes, but when you use them so much, they start flaring, which that's good for other projects too, but you do need some nice flat ones sometimes without any, not a lot of fluffiness to them. So we'll just do a little play here. Remember, you're the boss of your color book. Don't let it be the boss of you. And you don't have to hurry. I do hurry a little bit more on stream than I would if I wasn't on stream because, I like to relax and enjoy the process. I'm all about the process. But, when I'm here on Ustream, I do have to kind of, crack a lack a little bit. Yes, these are just plain acrylic paints, craft paints. Just plain old Americana, $1.29 a bottle craft paints, which you can even get on sale a lot of times. They have sales all the time, like Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Just plain old craft paint. Right now, I'm not watering it down, but I'm going to, you can, depending on what you're doing. If you're base coating like I did on the Anamorphia, I keep wanting to say Anamorphia when it's Anamorphia when it's not Animalia. And to base coat those animals before I go on top of them with color pencil. Okay, so there's that side done. Sky. Maybe just a little bit peeking through there and there. Probably do a little bit of a wash in between because I'm going to do something with those leaves, but you will see a little bit of the sky peeking through the leaves. All right, let's go over here, make sure this is dry, but I don't want to sit my sleeve in it. Yeah, I've seen the Time Garden, and there's another I don't know if it's another version of it, but I've seen the Time Garden and then another one that's very similar. There's like one that has like a little pixie girl, and the other one has they're two very similar ones, two different time ones, and they have them at my Books A Million. I just haven't bought them because I just haven't had a chance. Really, I've just bought other ones. And I know I don't have time to do those yet, but I'll probably pick those up too. What book is this one? This one is the Inspired Nature. Inspired Coloring Nature. It's the one that has a lot of the green spots in it. Like that. It's the same one I did this page in last week. Try to keep under camera here. So. Yeah, there's two of them, Jean. It's like the Time Garden and the something. There's two of them. They're very, very similar. It depends on what's gonna go on top of it. Like here, I wanted a wash of Neocolors, which I could have done a wash of acrylic paint as well, because I wanted the lines to show through. See the little bits right there? I wanted to show through. If that was a solid green, you wouldn't see all those lines showing through. All right, for instance, these trees, these little birch trees, I'll want to do a wash on that, or a Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayon, which is translucent watercolor, because I want to see all those lines. If I just went solid over that tree, it would just cover up all the detail. We don't want to cover up the detail. We want to keep the detail. And I'm getting ready to draw an emu in here. So, but I wanted to go ahead and get the background behind the emu painted in first. Time chamber. Yeah, time chamber and a time garden or something like that. Garden of Time and Time Chamber. Yeah, Terry. There's two of them. They're very similar. I need to sit down and really look at which one I like the best. But yeah, I've seen them both. Remind me to do. Oh yeah, when you're on today, Jean, to show it, yeah, because there's two of them. You wanted them both, Terry. Yeah, I probably will. I've looked through both, but I haven't really. Uh, when I was looking through them, it wasn't something I was wanting to buy right then. But they are awesome, and like you said, there's like storybooks. Got yours at Costco, Jean? Yeah, Anamorphy has been out in a lot of places now. Even Michaels has it. And like I said, my Doodlers Anonymous, the only place I've seen Doodlers Anonymous has been at Books A Million, and they only had one left this last weekend. They've sold out of all their Doodlers Anonymous. It's just so fun. I need to do another page in that too. And if y'all have not been to Doodlers Anonymous website, they did a nice little feature on me a couple weeks ago. It was really nice, and I mean, I love the book. I mean, I love the book. Whether I love the book before they asked me to if they could do that. So, but it has a few of the pages that I've done over there, and I do need to do another page because I really love that. I mean, it's fun. That is a fun book to me. And every page is different because so many different artists worked on it. And plus the site itself, the Doodlers Anonymous site itself has got so much inspiration. If y'all have not, it's, just sign up, just like, any other website, just go sign up and you can be a part of it. But it's got so much inspiration over there. You did the fish beard one? Oh, good. Yeah, I love that one too. What color did you do your fish beard? I did mine green, Terry. What color did you do yours? Okay, so there's the background, pretty much. I might do a little bit of wash, a little bit of blue, and then I'll do a little bit of green as well in a little bit. But I think I'll just water down some of my turquoise here and just do, I really want it even wetter. I just want a little bit, maybe even water it down even more. I just want a light dusting of that peeking through. And then I'll add green, some lime green or something to it, trees. I just want to get that kind of blocked in a little. Okay, Terry's got ads. I wanted to know what color. Thanks, guys, for being here. Yeah, I did Shannon Green's challenge in a little bit different way. I did art cards. And oh my gosh, I don't know if any of y'all follow Shannon on Facebook, but she went to one of those, what was it called? Hang on, I'll tell you. In Houston area, she went to one of those, let me find it real quick, guys. Let me get over there to Facebook. I'm going to tell you the exact name of it. Let me just look up Shannon. I'll find it right quick. One of those hidden room things where they lock you in the room and you have to cipher escape rooms. And you have to, in 1 hour, I think you get an hour. Is that what she said? I think you get an hour to try to find your way out of it. And they got out, her group, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them, it looks like. Five, I don't know, she said 5 others, so 6 or 7 of them. They broke out of the room with 1 minute and 10 seconds to spare. The room has only a 17% success rate, so she said, so we rock. So that was awesome. I'd love to do one of those room escapes. They probably have one around Atlanta somewhere. I haven't looked at it into it, but okay. So there we got that so far. All right. So let me just kind of set that aside. I think let me hit that with the heat gun real quick here. So I'm not setting my arm in any of that green. Terry, what what color did you do your fish beard? If y'all know what I'm talking about, or me and Terry are talking about, let me show you the book. So in the Doodler's Anonymous color book, I love this book, love it. But we're talking about this particular page. So 20, no, it's 20. There, this page. The fish beard. I did mine in green. I was wondering what color Terry did hers. So, oh, you like the way I did the card prod, the journaling by fives? Yeah. So anyway, and we did his jacket like, or shirt like a jean shirt. And then there's the owners. I made him a tattoo. So anyway, but I wondered what color Terry's beard was. Oh my gosh, Kayla Claire said she had a job interview for one of those room escapes. She didn't get out. Do you have to be able to get out of it before they'll hire you? Claire, Cable Claire? Yeah, Shannon is cool. We love our Shannon. She's a hoot. I'll tell you, she is a hoot. Okay, all right, let's get back to this. All right. So I want to, all right, I got my gray out. So let me just go ahead and let's just base coat him in. I'm going to just kind of base coat where his features go. And then I'm going to go in and do his eyes, and we'll do the white hairs. I probably should do those trees first too, because I'm wanting to flick over the trees. So yeah, I'm going to have to go in there. And I want his hair to be way up here. So let me just kind of block in where he's going to go. But I've got to work on some of the other stuff before I actually get his feathers in there. Because the feathers are going to go on top of the trees, over these trees. So they're going to be everywhere, but let me just go ahead and block him in a little bit so y'all can maybe see where he is. Then we'll go in there and do his eyes. And he's going to, it's going to all flare out like this and like this. He's looking a little bit like, what's that guy on one of those, what's that cartoon? The movie. I won't think of it right now, but anyway, he's looking a little bit like that. Haven't done that, but will. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you did that one. Okay. All right. So let me just kind of block him in. And again, I'll have the white hairs and all kind of flaring over the background here. But I'm just going to kind of right now just block him in. You got to have a base. You have to have a base to work on top of. Okay. So. And then his little nostrils are going to be there. His little beak is going to kind of come down this way. Several shades of green is what you, yeah. Yeah, that looks like it'd be fun. Okay, so let me just start with that for now. I'm going to clean my hands off of some of the paint here. I wish it was booking department not too good at that, but I would have loved to do the hint thing. Was this in UK, Claire, or I mean Netherlands? Was it in Netherlands that they had this? Okay, so let's see. It's time to pull out a few pencils, even though I'm not done with the paint yet. Let's see. I think I'll maybe start with a pen. Let's start with his eyes. Let's get him kind of blocked in here. Done the hat yet? Can you show the cover of the book? The Doodler's Anonymous or this one? I'll show you both. Okay, there's the Inspired Nature. Doodler's Anonymous. Doodlers Anonymous looks like this. Okay. All right, let's get into his eyes. All right, let's see here. I could probably, let's try to zoom in a little. See if I can refocus again. Although it's going to have to be, you know, you won't see the whole page. Come on, focus, focus. Okay. Yeah, he's cute. He'll be cute. Doodles Anonymous is accepting submissions for their new coloring book. Well, there you go. I mean, go look at their site. I'm telling y'all, guys, it's an awesome, awesome site. It really is. I think they also are having a contest right now. If you look it up on Twitter, probably Instagram too, I think it's just Doodlers. If you just put in Doodlers, you'll find it. But they're having some kind of a contest. I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy over the weekend, you know, and booth competition and everything else. But that you win some cookbooks. I think, I'm not sure if you have to draw something food related or something like that, but you can win some cookbooks. 5 of them, I think. Hey, Whippy. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's so many projects, so little time, right? Okay, so let's see. Do I want to go like, I don't want to do a mustache, like the swirly mustache on him this time, like I did on the other one. Well, I have lots of videos up on different ways to use your imagination, combining different ideas together, mind mapping, all kinds of things like that. You can do this. Okay, let's see. Let me kind of decide where I want his eyes here. Something like that. And, all right, let me erase some of my pencil in the pupil. A little bit of graphite will smear. The food. You could draw the food. Well, there you go, Suzanne. Your fisherman has an aqua mustache and eyebrows. That's awesome. I think, did you post a picture of it, Terry? That sounds familiar. All right, now, next, let me get my pencils out. Let me grab my pencil tray here. Move the scissors. Try not to bump my head on the stick. All right, let's see. He's going to be cute. Give him a minute to come to life. Let's see, I need some yellow ochre. I need some sienna. Let's see. Probably a little dark brown. I'm going to need to sharpen these too. Okay, my sienna wants to break. Let me sharpen it again. You never look at your jar of gluing. The same way. Oh, he's not. It broke again. Dang, hang on, guys. He's not blue. That's the background. That's the sky behind him. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let's do his eyes. Okay, so I got a yellow ochre, a sienna, and a dark brown. And I just have that in a pencil holder because it's a stub. All right, so I'm going to start. There's a little bit of a something something on that eyeball. Let's see if I can get some. See if I can get a Ticonderoga eraser to clean that up just a little. Okay, so now I'm going to start with just putting a coat of yellow ochre in the eye. uh, Jean, you still awake? Wake up, Jean. All right, then let's do a little bit of sienna. Trying to keep Jean awake for her stream. Okay, Jean. And I could do this a little faster, but I really I love the process. I love this is the part that I enjoy. You know, the little stuff like this where I can take my time, but I really don't take my time because I'm on stream and I'm trying to rush. But I kind of like to sometimes, you know. I'll put his pupil, his highlight in there to work around here in just a minute. Let's see, I got some white here. Let's go with the back end of a brush here. Maybe just a tiny little bit of another one. There's light. Easy. There we go. Now I can't touch that. It's going to be wet, so I got to be careful not to touch those white highlights. But I wanted a place to work around where I know the highlights are going to be. So I just got to be careful really not to touch it for a minute till it dries. Okay. All right, I need a gray. Dark gray. This is green gray. I don't want green. I don't want a green gray. I want more of a blue gray. Where's my blue gray? I just had it out yesterday. Oh, well, I'll get another one out. Okay. Also going to need a black. Still a little too green, but we'll go with it. What was the darker color? The darker color is dark brown, sienna, yellow ochre, and a gray, a dark gray. I'm going to set the eyes back in with that. And also the fur of his face is going to flare out from his eyes like this. I'll probably have to get in there with some more paint, but it's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be over the trees. So I've got to color in these trees. Oh, I don't have to, but it will just look more fluffy if I go in front of the tree instead of just keeping them all behind the tree. So let me just kind of do a little blocking in with some gray here. Hey, Barb. Oh, no, Sherry's cards are awesome, aren't they? For sure, Barb. Thanks for stopping in. You know, this is done 3 streams today. But you know, Mondays, sometimes I do a 1 long one, two medium size, or sometimes 3 short ones. Oh, it depends on how much Happy Meal we have. We had a lot of Happy Meal the last few times, you know? So, yeah. And I want a little bit of black right under there. I want them to not look angry. You got to be careful when you do something that resembles eyebrows. That if you know, even if it's just fur or feathers, if you did them like it'll make them look too angry. So we got to kind of tilt him down a little like that so he doesn't look too angry. We don't want an angry emu. Let's put a little bit of eye socket around like that, maybe. And I want him to look a little kind of like his eyes might just be a little like, not surprised, but a little, just a little funny. Okay, Barb, thanks for popping in. Tell the boys I said hi. All right, let's just do a light coat. Do a little blending there because I'm going to put white fluffy fur and stuff on top, but I can't do that till I do the trees. So welcome back, Judy Patootie. All right, so we'll just do that for now. Let's see, maybe a little, where's my white? Let's do a little bit of blending on his beak area, just to blend in a little bit of that color pencil. All right, I'm going to stop on him for just a minute to do some of the trees and stuff, because I think the bulk of the rest of the stuff is going to be paint. And so hope y'all can see okay. Let me take a sip of coffee. And then I think I want his little beak to be a little, maybe come out a little wide or something like this. Maybe I want him to have a kind of a little smirky look, but I don't want it to look like the mustache like I did on the last one. The last one we had him have a Salvador Dali mustache. So I don't want that on this one. He's going to have some crazy hair, feathers or whatever. Okay, let's just stop on that for a minute. I like him so far. Okay, so now I think what I'll do is, do I want some Neo colors? I think I'll get some Neo colors out to do some washes. All right, let's see if I can get under here. So again, if you use the Neo colors, get the Neo color 2, water soluble. because the Neocolor ones will not move with water. All right, so let's see here. Let me get a water brush. That's up under here. See, is there any water in that one? No, no water in that one. So what? Yeah, there's water in that one. Okay. All right, so I think I just want to go ahead and put some lime green. Let's just put a bunch of lime green to get the leaves base coated in. In between there, here's some leaves right there. Hope y'all can see. I'm just kind of going over where I'm thinking there's going to be some leaves, because the feathers are going to fluff over everything else. Some leaves in there, some leaves in there, some back in there. Just putting a little bit down because I'll water it, wash it. And I'll take a little bit of dark green. Not too much because I'll lose the aqua if I get too crazy with the dark green. But I just want to do a few little washes in the dark green. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Get some inspiration. Maybe you're coloring along, Carrie. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my water brush and just blend that out. Then I'll dry it, and then I'll go over it, over the birch with some, and I could have put the birch in first, either way, because it's all going to be a washy look anyway. Just a kind of a wash tree look. And you can go back in and pick out, and we might do that. I think I need a little bit more aqua or dark green in some areas. I want that to kind of blend. I don't want a harsh line. Don't want any of those harsh lines, so I want to kind of blend those in. Then you can go back in with some acrylic paint and pick out some of those highlights. Pick out a few leaves that are brighter. Okay, and we might do that too. We'll see how much time we have. So there you go. Okay, it needs to come up a little bit. I need a little bit more darker right along the edge there. Okay. And then I always clean my water brush off with just a Kleenex, because a Kleenex just pulls the paint right off the brush and cleans it really quickly. Okay, just really cleans it fast with a Kleenex. Works better than a paper towel. All right, let me dry that, and then we'll do the birch, and then we'll do him. We're getting there. Thanks, Angel. Orla, I'm glad you are. I'm enjoying doing it. Okay. So thanks everybody for being here. If I missed saying hi to you, kind of just quick little glance. Denise. I pretty much said hi to everybody, I think. Jean, you still awake? All right, so I think now, the birch trees are like usually gray and maybe a little bit of brown in there. And I think that would probably be good because it would almost look like he's trying to camouflage himself in the birch trees. So I think I will do, that's too green, kind of a gray bit of birch with maybe just a touch of tan. And I can go back in here with color pencils and add more. But I'm just kind of just putting down just enough to move around. Just enough color to move around. And I'm trying to keep in camera because I'm so zoomed in now that it's hard to stay under the camera. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of I don't want to cover up those lines. I like those birchy looking lines. But then they also have a little bit of kind of a tan color to them. Do I really want to, maybe an ochre color? I mean, I'm the boss of my color book, so I think because of the color of his eyes, I'll just put a little bit of a yellow ochre in there too. And we're just going to kind of do a wash. And you can also, if you want to be more finicky as to where your color goes, you can pull it off. You can pull it off of the crayon and put it on. You can do that too. But I'm kind of wanting to, I'm not saying I'm trying to be quick about it, but I kind of, you know, want to speed it up a little. So I'm just going to kind of put some, trying to keep moving sideways here under the color, under the tray. And then if I want any, you know, more detail, I can do that with color pencil. So I just want to put a wash of color in right now because I want to get to him. I want to finish him up. All right, I think that should be enough. Let me move my crayons out of the way. And now keep moving the book so you can see. He looks cute. Okay, thanks. So I'm just going to kind of, and if they start getting too muddy together, like too much of the gray and the ochre together, then just clean your brush off in between, you know, kind of blend them, but you don't want to get it too one of the two colors. Or you can do one at a time and dry it in between. But I'm just kind of being a little careful here, not to just kind of scrub the gray and the yellow ochre together. Just kind of lightly blending them. Hopefully I'm moving down the page so you can see. And you can do this with even kids' watercolors. It doesn't have to be expensive Neocolors. You can use watercolors, kids' watercolors. I have kids' watercolor set right over here. I use that sometimes too. And I'm just wiping off the excess there so they don't get too muddied. So, and I don't know how well it's showing up. Don't make me buy this book. But you can do this kind of thing in a lot of different books. You know, make it your own. That's what I do with the Doodlers Anonymous. I add my own stuff to it. You know, he wasn't here. This watch wasn't here. You know, that's why you can just play and make it your own. And it's just really a light wash of color because I really don't want to lose all that birchness. You know, I want to keep all those little, you know, lines there. I don't want to lose those. So it's just a light wash just to get rid of the stark white. But on this one, remember, I left this one stark white on purpose. Where's Jeannie? She knows our paintball color, but I don't know. I don't know where she is. Sometimes, you know, she doesn't get on till later sometimes. You know, depends on what she's doing the night before. Okay, so there's the birch trees. And again, we can go in here with some lighter green to pick out some of the leaves, which I might do, and maybe do a little bit even darker shadows behind some of them. But you have to, the one trick to using water soluble or acrylic or any kind of wet medium in your color books before you put color pencil on, it has to be 100% dry. And I mean 100%. I know I stress that, I sound very serious when I say it. But if you don't let that dry, you're going to just peel up, you're going to scratch in, you're going to dig in. It will not work. Color pencil, I'm not talking about water soluble pencils, just plain old pencils, will not go over wet. It won't work. Christian, I'm only hearing every other word. Okay, well, thanks for being here. Sorry you have a bad connection. I'm recording, so try to watch the rest of it later. Oh, you're at work. Okay, so it's not the connection, you're at work. Okay, so you can only hear it because you're at work. Okay. Well, thanks for being here. So I'm going to dry the heat gun, but you really have to have it dry before you add color pencil. Yeah, in the Doulas Anonymous, there's so many different artists and different ideas and styles and stuff. I'll show you that one again in a minute if y'all want to see it. If you know, I think everybody's seen it a bunch of times, but maybe not everybody. Yeah, pencils plus wet equals no. And now see how that kind of curled up a little? You know, but you can just kind of roll it back. It's not like a big wrinkly blob, you know. The sides might curl a little. Just kind of, you know, work it back. It's okay. And I can feel some wrinkles in it, but by the time I finish this and the back page, it won't be. There won't be wrinkles, okay? Or very, very little. And it just doesn't bother me. All right, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to work down here real quick. I want stars and I want the hands of the watch. So let me get my gel pen here. And I'm going to put in some stars. Some larger ones, some smaller ones. Okay. Judy Patootie says something, I don't know. Okay, now I got to decide, do I want just these watch hands? Do I want a third one, or do I want to get rid of that one and make my own? Let's see, I'm trying to decide here. It might just work with the ones that are there. Usually I make my own watch hands. Watches, if you look in the magazines, they're almost always the same, pointing the same direction for it just looks good photography wise when they're, I think it's 10 o'clock, I think is what they usually do. At 10 o'clock, it just makes the watch look more, I don't know, just looks visually better. So if it doesn't work compositionally for me to have them going that direction, I'll just paint it out. Like I could paint that hand out and make it come down here. But I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. I'm going to go ahead and go with it where it is today. It won't be bad. I've got to turn it though to draw a straight line. That. And then if there's too many light areas, like I guess I could just take a pen, but I got some gray paint right here. If there's too many areas that are too, like I like the way this is dark right there, and it gets too light in areas, you can just paint, you know, I paint over all different bits, you know, especially if I put a waterfall or water in something. So I kind of want to look shiny, so let me put a little bit of white back in there, a little bit of gray. I want this to look shiny. Oh, picked up a blob of black. I don't want to accidentally do that. And besides, he's going to have the feathers coming over the top here in a minute. Just a little bit of highlighting, like shine. Originally, it was to frame the Timex on the watch. Oh, that's interesting. Jean said that the reason that they put the watch hands at 10 o'clock originally was because the word time. Now remember, this one's upside down. Is because the word Timex would be in there, and they didn't want to cover it up. Oh, that's interesting, Jean. I got to write that down. Hands of watch. Hands of watches. This Sharpie's too thick. I need a pen. Hands of watches at 10 to not cover up the Timex logo. Thanks, Jean. One more time on the cover. Okay, do you want, take a screenie. Take a screenie, Terry. Oh, on the, I think you mean on the Doodlers Anonymous. Take a screenie. I do have it. I do have a kind of a bit of a screenie on the, what do you call it, on the thumbnails on my YouTube. Did you grab it, Terry? Do you want it? Oh, this one. Okay. All right, here we go. There you go. Did you get it? Yes, Jean is the teacher. She's actually a real music teacher. Which one? Okay, this one. Which one do you mean? Tell me which one, because, okay, then there you go. I know there's a 30-second lag. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Did you get it? Okay, you got it. Okay, all right. Gee, people. Okay, I think I do want a little bit more. All right, let me move my Neocolors off my pencils. Let me get my pencils back over here, because I need a dark green, and maybe, let's see, maybe an olive green, and maybe a little bit of a lime green. I don't need too much. I just want a little bit of darker greens in there. Like back in here. Oh, broke again. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, I just need a little bit of a, I just want a little bit more darker shadowing in there. I don't want to necessarily do every leaf here. I just want a little bit of darker areas. And then if I want to pick out a few lighter ones with some acrylic paint on top. We'll see how much time we have, because I still have to do his fur. But I want a little bit of darker than the aqua, or the bluegrass green rather. I want to just do a little bit of, darker areas in there. Uh-oh, I stuck my hand in something. Oh, that paint right there. Down here. I don't want to mess that up. I'm really moving the book up and down to keep it in camera, because I'm really zoomed in really, really far. All right. Just a little here and there, just to give it a little bit more contrast. And then I might pop in a few lime green, maybe even some splotches, we'll see, to make some leaves pop. That's good for now. But I do want to color a little bit at some areas. But I want to go in there and make some lime green acrylic paint splotches. Just going to get some green in there now, because I want to get his fur in there. I think that pretty much says what I want to say as far as the background goes, except for a few lime green leaves. We'll do at the end. All right. Thanks, Iffy. All right, let's get back to him now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of I'm going to get an angle brush or a flat brush that's fluffy kind of. Now this is where it kind of does pay to have a messed up brush. Although I always dampen my brushes first, even if I almost completely dry them off, it just keeps the paint from crusting inside. So even though you can feel there's no water in it, it's just damp, but it's still going to be a dry brush. All right, so I'm going to go now, and I'm going to start with a little bit of the gray. I want to kind of blend that in. So I'm going to just start doing feathers now. Well, he's kind of furry / feathery. His feathers are not like individual little feathers like on a bird normally would have. Come back up here. So I'm just going to put a few of the gray ones in because then I'm going to go in here with white and make them real fluffy. But I do want a few coming down over the top here. Oops, a little thick. I don't want it too thick that it's going to take hours to dry. That's a little thick there. So many good coloring tips. Yeah. Good, thanks. All right, now I'm going to start. I want his main feathers and everything. He's coming across the trees. He's coming across out over the trees. So now that they're painted in, I just want to kind of get an idea where they're going. Although most of it's going to be white to show up, but you can start to see kind of where. And I go back in there again with the around the eyes and get some more detail in there. And his feathers are going to kind of come wild. They're going to be kind of wild-like. So I'm just kind of putting the gray down because that'll like be a base for the white ones to really stand out. Okay, and that's going to be all wild. All right, so let's see here. And I'll probably get the liner brush and do a few extra long ones. Okay. All right, now I think I'm going to go ahead and hit that with the heat gun because I don't want it to blend too much. All right. I'm back scroll. All right, here we go. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. A few more minutes. All right, so now I do want a little bit of highlight on his nostril right there. And I'm just barely dry brushing on here. Just real, lightly. Well, I got a little bit much there. Let me kind of smear that out there. Don't look away, Dee Dee, when you have your... I need a baby wipe. There's one. Don't look away when you're trying to do this. Look at chat and you get it too thick. And we'll put a few, when I put the little individual hairs in, it'll make him look more like fluffy. A little thick right there. There we go, that's better. Kind of like brushing his face. Okay, now here I want these little hairs to come down. I don't know. Now it's looking a little less emu and a little bit more like wild child or something. I don't know. But I still like him. I still like him. But see how I had to have that green there first to go on top of it? All right, I think I'll add some more with maybe a little bit dark gray pencil. But first I want to go ahead and get my liner brush and do, I know my liner brush is in here. There it is. Nope, that's the smaller one. This one here. They're fatter. These are fatter pen brushes, so that's why I can find them pretty easily. All right, so what I'm going to do, and this is how I do long lines, is I'll take a big wad of paint in my hand, okay, and I can roll it out and add water to it as I can tell the inky quality of it, and then I can just roll out the paint, okay, and then I can get in here and individually put little hairs that have detail. Now, some of them is going to get lost over here in the trees, but I'm still going to do it anyway. I mean, I'm going to put them in anyway, even though probably won't tell that there are very many way over there. But like he stuck his head in there, yeah. Okay, need a little bit of water. It starts to dry in your hand. Now, what I'm trying to do here is have some of them like really kind of flip over like this. Let me do a few of the long ones first. Have them going kind of wild, not all in the same direction. That one's a little thick. Then have some kind of flipping over. Let's come over here. A little water. I like his like crazy hair. Okay, a little water. Need a little bit more paint. It's starting to dry in my hand. You got to kind of keep it ink consistency. too thick right there. There we go. Oh, it's making me laugh. All right, let's come down here a little bit on his body, then I'll pick out a few more. Let's see, maybe a couple little little whiskery ones right there. Maybe just a touch of highlight right there along his beak. Right along there. And he needs to, almost needs a little bit of a highlight right along the beak line there. A little highlight right above the nostril. Dee Dee, is your recording still going? Yes, it is. We're at 1 hour and 25 minutes. All right, so now let's go ahead and do some longer hairs down here. Let's kind of straighten it up. And then we'll put some, I'm just dipping into my hand here. Make some of the hairs like cross over each other so they look more real. That's whether it's fur or hair or whatever. You don't want them all like, this is a little bit like he almost got hit by in the face with a fan. You know, he's like looking right at you, and the fan just went like it is hit him in the face. I'm sorry, I'm just tickled with it. All right, let's just pop out 1 or 2 close to his eye. That just gives it a little extra detail there. All right, let's go back down here. Because I want him to look furry, like fuzzy, soft. I want him to look kind of soft. I got to pick up a little bit more paint, one last little bit on his body here. I mean, a row of. So I'm just going to kind of work up over the top here. So like these are growing down here. And if they get too thick where you touch it with the brush, just kind of feather it out with your fingers so you don't have like a big blob right there. But see how it had to have the dark underneath? If I didn't have that dark black or gray, in some cases both, then this white wouldn't show up on that skin like. Can y'all see? All right, let me do a few more over here. And this you can spend a lot of time doing this. I mean, I could spend a lot of time doing all these little bits like this. But, you know, we are trying to get a stream in. So I'll try to just do a few more here. But you can get over here on the edges and kind of flick out a few more fluffs. Oh, I like him. Sorry, he makes me smile. All right, so maybe a few hairs come in another direction just to give it a little bit more. And I can see that I need a few more little, I'm going over a couple of trees there. Let me kind of, but see those few that are really curling this way? You do a few that are really prominent, and that makes it really, you can really see those few like that. You know, it's almost like his hair is kind of, becoming branches. So I'm just kind of looking to see where it might need one or two more. And then I'm going to go back in a little bit with some pencil. Just so you can see that they're crossing out over this way. I like him too. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead, although I do see one more. I need a couple right here where the dark gray is. I don't want too much of that dark gray showing. I mean, as far as just like thickness there, I want it to have fur going, or feathers going over the tops. See, the good part of having those dark areas is that you can cross over them and it'll give it, it really contrasts. So you go back over some of those darker areas, and it really makes it pop. Now, I'm not loving that little V point right there, unless I can make it like a thing. If I can make that little V a thing, otherwise it looks like it shouldn't be there. And I want it to look like a thing. Like, I mean, it's supposed to be there, like it's a thing. All right, there we go. All right. All right, now let me go back in here. I'm going to clean my hand off now. I think I'm going to need another baby wipe. And I'm going to dry this, and then you'll see I'll make a little bit more dark gray in there. That'll make it really pop even more. All right, so let me clean my hand off here. I want a big coffee table book of teas art. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. All right. So now let me go ahead and dry that. So I think I'm pretty much done with my scrolly thing. Now let me get my ink gun. Whoa, don't go anywhere. Just want to make sure it's all nice and dry. Thanks, guys. That's nice. Now another thing that I did notice while I'm looking at it, move this up here, is right in here, it could almost be a little bit more blend, even with the dark green, which now needs to be sharpened because they break. Right in here, to just almost make it blend just a little bit more. I don't know if you'll even be able to tell. See the turquoise and the black? Just to kind of put a nice little bit of shading right there to kind of blend that black into the turquoise. It's subtle. You may not even really be able to see much of it, but I can tell that makes it look a little bit more blended. Like right in here. Almost could go right over that too. So it's just a little bit more blended in there. And another thing, I would really think that would be cool is to go in here and make a little bit of maybe some little gears or some little watch parts like in the tree. In other words, like, let's see if I can, as we say, let's see if I can pull this off. But like part of the tree almost to have like gears kind of growing in it or out of it. Like, let's see if I can do this. Some like gear bits or something. I don't want it looking like it's an actual watch or anything. I just want some little, that's too stark. Almost need it with gray. Gray it down a little. But just to have like some little bits and things growing out of the tree that look kind of like gears. That's not round enough to look gearish. Need a little rounder. But that would be fun to put some little details like that. A couple little things here and there in the actual birch. But I don't have time to do it, so let me just cover it up because I don't have time to do it. So we'll just pretend that we didn't think of that idea. Let's just blend that back in anyway. Because we want all that blended together. All right, let's now. So now what I want to do is come back up here and just a few little pulls of a few little hairs. Like right under his chin here, I want it really extra dark. And maybe a few like right along his eyes. Just a little like that. If it gets too dark, you can, I'll go like, let's change to gray. It's subtle. It's very subtle. You don't need a lot of this kind of stuff when you just get right down to it. Can you see the difference? I don't know. Maybe a little bit darker around the eyes there. Set them back just a little. Maybe just a few little extra. Make his nostrils sit back a little bit of beak. This probably should be a little lighter in there. Let me just pick up a little white. Just blend a little bit down like that. Just needs a little bit more highlight right there. We do love our y'all named it? Oh, Gearage. You said you named him George. I thought you named him George. Okay, so let's do a little bit more shadow under his beak and lip there. Just a little. So there we go. What do y'all think? Think he's done? I'll blend that in a little. Could be George. Could be George. All right, let me back it out. Let's see if we're done. Okay. All right, so there's a close-up of him. We need a little bit more something in the trees, I think, but let's back him out. Beep, 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 beep. All right, let's focus again. Here's my little card. There we go. Again, I almost could put a little bit of, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. Do we have any black left here? A little bit of black, yeah. Let me just put a little bit of watered down black on my finger. And where's my card? Let me put something behind here. I want to, let me make sure it's watered down. I think I just want to put just a little edge right along the top here. Get my finger wet again. Just, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of feather that to make it look a little bit more mysterious as to where the top goes. Like that. There we go. That's good. I like that better. Something like that. Let me put the white back under it so you can see. See, that just makes a difference. Just kind of fades out. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, everybody. Okay, and then I think I'll take a little bit more green right up under his face right there. Looks just a little stark. I'll take a picture of it and put it on Twitter, guys. Okay? So there we go. Thanks, guys. It was fun. It makes me smile. That's what counts, right? All right, guys. So thanks for being here. I'll take a picture of it and tweet it for you. And make sure and go back and watch the Happy Mail and the other inspiration video when you have time. And a completed page. Yes, a completed page. Little emu. Livened up the forest of birch. Yeah. You're welcome, guys. Thanks, Princess Buttercup. Thanks, Carrie, for modding. Jean, are you still awake? Okay, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.